everyone. Welcome to Ridgetop Yoga Retreat. Today's class is going to be a half-hour class. Every time Frank does a half-hour class, he wears a white bandana, so hence I have the white bandana on. We are going to be standing most of the time during this class. It's just to get you going in the morning. And also if you're traveling or you don't have a lot of space where you are, it's a good practice to do in limited space. We'll get started in a few minutes, so if you just want to get comfortable in a standing position, and just begin to calm your mind and relax your body. And remember, if any pose doesn't feel right, just come out of the pose and wait for the next one. This is your practice, so do what feels right for you and listen to your body. If a pose doesn't feel right, just come out of it. And you can always come into Tadasana, into mountain pose, and just bring your focus back to your breath. And just take some deep inhales and exhales through your nose. And just begin to calm your mind. And if any thoughts come into your mind during practice, just come back to your breath. And this will bring you inward. And let those thoughts pass. Just starting at your head, taking notice, scanning your body, seeing if you feel any tension in any parts of your body. Your neck, your shoulders, working down through your arms, your back, your legs, all the way down to your feet. If you're feeling any tension in any part of your body, try to direct your exhale into that area to release that tension. And we'll get started in Tadasana and mountain pose. So if you just want to get grounded through your feet are hip distance apart. Your palms are facing forward. Your shoulder blades are back and down. You have a slight tilt to your head. And your eyes can be opened or closed. And just take a few deep inhales and exhales. Really filling your lungs up with air and completely exhaling. We're going to be doing a quick warm-up today and then going into really getting our body moving to get us started for our day. It's a great morning practice. It's a half-hour practice, so I hope you enjoy it. And just make it your own. Just make sure your shoulder blades are back and down and your palms are facing forward, grounding down through all four corners of your feet. And we're going to take 3 deep inhales in through our nose and exhale out through your mouth. So take a deep inhale in through your nose. And slowly exhale out through your mouth. Take another deep inhale in through your nose. And slowly exhale out through your mouth. And last one, take a deep inhale in through your nose. And slowly exhale out through your mouth. And if you're just joining in, I just want to let you know this is a half-hour class. We're going to get moving pretty fast here in class. So just get into a comfortable Tadasana, mountain pose. And we'll get started. Take a deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead, and take your gaze up for a slight back bend. And then exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Take your gaze up for a slight back bend. Strong arms reaching through your fingertips, grounding down through your feet for a full body stretch. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. One more deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Elongate the spine, pressing down through the ground, reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, hands heart center. And if you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, you can do that now. And then just interlace your hands and place your palms facing the mat. You're still grounding down through your feet, lifting your kneecaps, engaging your legs here. Engage your core. And then just gently press your palms facing out and slowly inhale your arms up overhead. And then on your exhale, just gently lean towards your left, pressing still through the palms of your hands, keeping your shoulder blades stacked, pressing that right hip out towards the right. Your hands are towards the left. Which one's to make an appearance here? I'm sorry. Inhale, come back up to center, and exhale right. Really pressing into that left hip, pressing it out towards the left. Your hands are pressing, palms are pressing towards the right. Your shoulders are stacked over each other. Then inhale back up to center. Exhale left. Inhale back up to center. And exhale right. Really feeling the stretch in that left side of the body. Everything is engaged here. Your core is engaged. Inhale back up to center, and exhale, slowly release your hands by your side. Now we're going to come back into Tadasana, into mountain pose, and just gently on the exhale, bring your chin to chest. Feel the stretch up the back of the neck, really trying to lengthen. You might feel it in the upper back between the shoulder blades. And then inhale, slowly take your gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, draw a line with your nose, taking your gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, chin to chest. And then just bring your head back to neutral. And we're just going to take our gaze over our left shoulder. Take a few breaths here, getting movement in the neck. Then come back to center and just take your gaze over your right shoulder. Back to center, and then just relax everything here. And we're just going to go into a wide-legged stance, a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And put a slight bend in your knees here. And we're just going to do a few rounds of standing cat-cow to get movement into the spine. So we're going to inhale our chest forward, take your gaze up, press your pelvis up, really arch the back. And then exhale for cat, really round the spine, bring your shoulders forward. Inhale, cow, take your gaze up, really arch your back. Exhale, tuck your chin and round your spine, keeping a bend in your knees. Inhale, drop your belly, take your gaze up. Exhale, tuck your chin and round your spine. Now we're going to come back to neutral. Our knees are still bent, and we're just going to press that right hand into your right thigh, and just take that right shoulder across your body. Feeling the twist, you're engaging the core here, pressing your right hand into that right thigh. Then come back to center and press your left hand into that left thigh. Bring that left shoulder across the body. Feeling the stretch in that left hip. Then come back to center and we'll slowly roll back up. We'll bring our feet in. We'll take a few deep breaths in Tadasana. Focus on your breathing. Make sure your palms are facing forward, your really strong hands reaching out through your fingers. Now we're going to come to the front of our mat, and we're going to do a few rounds of sun salutations to start moving. So come to the front of the mat, take a deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead, take your gaze up for a slight back bend, turn your palms facing out, exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Take a few deep breaths here for the first forward fold. Have a slight bend in your knees, hold opposite elbow to opposite hand. You can sway from side to side. And really let your head try to get you into that forward fold. Then release your hands and inhale, slowly come up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, release. If you only have a short time to do some yoga, really sun salutations are the best sequence to do. If you only have 15 minutes or a half hour, you can do them anywhere, and it really gets your whole body moving and warmed up. So we'll begin now. Inhale, reach up, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back, making sure your back is flat from your low back all the way to the crown of your head. Hands can be on your thighs or on your calves, whatever gives you that flat back. Exhale, plank, plant your hands, step back to plank. Engage your core, pull your belly button in. Your shoulders should be over your wrist. You're pressing through the ball of your feet. And don't let your pelvis drop because it'll hurt your low back. And then slowly, you can come to your knees if you want, or you can stay in plank. And then slowly bring your chin and chest down between your hands, elbows by your side. Flip your toes and come up for cobra. Now here, if you wanted to do chaturanga, going to upward facing dog, if that's in your practice, you can do that as an option. Then exhale back down to the mat. Flip your toes, push back to downward facing dog. It's the first downward facing dog, so you can pedal out your feet. Put a slight bend in your knees. Really press your hips back and up towards the sky. You're pressing your chest towards your thighs. And then just come up on your toes and slowly sink your heels down. Maybe do this a few times, coming up on your toes and sinking your heels down. Come up on your toes, and one more time. And then look between your hands and either step or walk forward to a forward fold. Then inhale, slowly come up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, release. Inhale, reach up, arms overhead, palms facing each other. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, plank. Plant your hands, engage your core, and step back to plank. You can come to your knees if you want. And then with control, slowly bring your chin and chest down between your hands. Flip your toes, press into the palms of your hands, and come up for cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale back down to the mat. Flip your toes, push back to downward facing dog. Really press those hips up high. See if you can sink your heels down a bit. Inhale, look up between your hands. Exhale, walk or step forward, forward fold. Inhale, slowly come up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, release. Last one, inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, plank. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Engage your core, pull your belly button in. You can come to your knees, or with control, make sure you keep your elbows by your side when you're coming down. Bring your chin and chest down between your hands. Flip your toes and press up for cobra. Shoulder blades are back and down, pressing your palms into the mat. Toes are pointed back. Exhale, back down to the mat. Flip your toes, push back to downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here. Then inhale, look up between your hands. Exhale, walk or step forward, forward fold. Inhale, slowly come up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, release. We'll take a few deep breaths in Tadasana in mountain pose. And just bring your focus to your breath. Filling your lungs up with air on the inhale. And completely emptying your lungs on the exhale. That should get you warmed up. Now we're going to come back to the front of our mat. And we're just going to take our left foot and step back with our left foot into a warrior one pose. So your toes are facing the left corner of your mat. Your foot is at a 45-degree angle. And we're going to put a bend in that front knee. Ideally, you want your thigh parallel with the mat. If you're not there, that's fine. And once you find your foot position, bring your arms to goal post, slight arch in the back, take your gaze up, and then when you're ready, raise your arms for warrior one. Engage your core, strong arms, reach out through your fingertips. Now we're going to go into a dynamic movement with our arms. So we're going to inhale and really lengthen the spine, reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your arms out to the side. Inhale, bring your arms parallel in front of you, palms facing each other. Your arms are engaged here. Then bring your fingertips together. On the exhale, bring your fingertips in towards your heart. Then inhale your arms back up. Exhale, bring them to the sides. Inhale, palms together, facing each other, parallel. Bring your fingertips in towards your heart on the exhale. And inhale, back up to the sky. We'll do 2 rounds and meet back in warrior one. Match your breath to your movement. Now from here, we're just going to go into a movement. We're going to keep our hands, our palms facing each other, and we're just going to forward fold halfway, engaging our core, using our core, and then come back up, inhale, and exhale, forward, halfway, matching your breath to your movement. But make sure you inhale and engage your core, pull your belly button in as you're forward folding, because that'll give you more room to get into that fold. Matching your breath to your movement. Working the core, engaging the legs. Next time your arms are up, leave them there. Now we're going to interlace our hands behind our back. If that's uncomfortable, place them on your low back. We're going to take our gaze up for a slight back bend. Really try to bring those shoulder blades together. You're lifting your heart, taking your gaze up. And on the exhale, begin to hinge forward, lengthening the spine. We're going to go into humble warrior. So you're going to go alongside of that front leg. You're not going to lay on that front leg. You're just going to go alongside of it. Your arms may lift up as you begin to fold into humble warrior. Take a few deep breaths here. Then slowly come back up to center. Release your hands, place them on your hips, and we're just going to turn into a wide-legged stance. So turn that right foot and left foot towards the long side of your mat. We'll take a few deep breaths first in Tadasana. Place your hands on your hips and we'll go into a wide-legged stance. just going to interlace our fingers behind our back, really grounding down through your feet. Shoulder blades are back and down. Inhale, take your gaze up. And on the exhale, begin to hinge from your hips to forward fold. When you get halfway, stop there for a minute and really engage your core and pull your belly button in. And then exhale, begin to fold. Maybe you have to widen your stance once you get there. Place your hands on the mat in front of you. And we're just going to place our left hand under our face. And on the inhale, begin to raise your right arm up towards the sky. You have a straight line from your right hand to your left. And then bring that right hand down to the mat. Place it directly under your face. And inhale, raise that left arm up towards the sky. Feeling the stretch in the inner thigh. Then bring that left hand back down to the mat. And we're just going to walk towards our right foot. Put a slight bend in that right knee. And feel the stretch in the inner thigh. Then straighten that right knee. Walk your hands to center. Then walk them towards the left foot and put a slight bend in that left knee. Feeling the stretch in the inner thigh. Then straighten that left leg. Walk your hands back to center. Place your hands on your hips and slowly roll up to center. And we're going to walk our feet in a bit. Now we're going to do Warrior One on the left side. So your left toes are out in front. Your right foot is back. Put a bend in that left knee. Make sure your back foot, your toes are facing the right corner of the mat. Your hips are forward. Bring your arms to goalpost. And then when you're ready, raise them up towards the sky. Now we're just going to go into the dynamic arm movement on this side. So inhale, really lengthen the spine. Reach out through your fingertips. Exhale, bring them out to the side. Inhale, bring them parallel in front of you. Exhale, bring your fingertips to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release. Inhale, palms facing each other. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. And we'll stay here. And we're going to take a deep inhale. Engage your core. On the exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Inhale, come up, really using your core. Exhale, come forward, halfway. Match your breath to your movement. You're working the core here, getting the body moving. And next time your hands are overhead, leave them there. And then bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. We're going to go into Humble Warrior. Take a deep inhale, take your gaze up, shoulder blades are back and down. On the exhale, begin to hinge from your hips to fold forward along that front leg for Humble Warrior. Then inhale, slowly come back up to center. Release your hands and we'll step forward to Tadasana, to mountain pose. We'll take a few deep breaths here. Now we're going to inhale our hands up overhead, arching your back. Make sure your feet are either together or hip distance apart, and we're just going to sit back into chair. Make sure your weight is on the back of your heels. You can lift your toes. Make sure your knees aren't over your toes. Inhale, come up. Reach your arms up overhead. And one more exhale, chair. Really engage your core here. Then inhale, come up, and exhale, forward fold. And inhale, slowly come up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, release. We're going to take a Shavasana in Tadasana, so in standing position, in mountain pose. If you wish to go down to the mat and do a regular Shavasana, you can do that now. This is your practice, so whatever you want to do is fine. If you're standing, just make sure your feet are grounded, your shoulder blades are back and down, and just begin to focus on your breath. Focus on your breathing. Your shoulders are just relaxed. Your arms. And just relax your back. You had a great practice. Just begin to wiggle your fingers, maybe wiggle your toes, and lift your shoulders up to your ears and roll them back. And gently open your eyes. And bring your hands to heart center, thumbs at your sternum, slight bow to your head. And thank you for sharing this practice with me today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. I hope everyone enjoyed the half-hour class. If you have any questions or ideas, just send us a message. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. Namaste.